Let's try and break this down because this is a little bit tricky here because this is a complex thing. Marcus Alonso, I'm sorry, but you're not the one to say kneeling doesn't do anything. I'm now going to point at the badge. You're not the dude. You see, Zaha can say so, and people can disagree. Zaha can say, no, I don't think that this is going to be doing enough and so forth, and they can disagree. As a non-minority, you're not supposed to make that decision because you have to look at how it looks. Because this whole thing is about, okay, this is something symbolic to make people aware of the fact that racism still exists, and also, spoiler alert, it will always exist in football. That's just the fact because the world is screwed. So for Marcus Alonso, I get where he's coming from because I've had this argument with my brother because I said that this kneeling thing it's pointless. It's pretty much performative because people just say, "Hey, we're doing stuff about racism." People are kneeling and so forth, and it means that people will actually do any action. It's a very cheap way of the FA to get away with actually not doing anything to battle racism. But then my brother then made the point that by people doing that, and especially by it pissing off people, a young kid will be like, oh, why are they kneeling? Then you now go to explain to that young child or so forth as to why they're kneeling. So therefore you now go on and educate. So as much as I think that the kneeling thing, it doesn't do anything, it seems to now have been softened. I do see the other points of like, hey, it's out there. It's the key thing is that it's pissing. Once something pisses people off, you're doing it right. If people aren't pissed off, then there's no point. Once people are pissed off, you're doing something right. So for Max Jones, I get where you're coming from, but as a white guy, you're not supposed to really be in that position to make that decision. Because my thing is, you now pointing to the badge, what's that supposed to mean? You see, my thing is that pointing to the badge is actually has less of an effect because the thing about the kneeling thing is that it annoys people because it's something you can't ignore. Everyone kneels down. So it's such a thing that you're like, okay, boom. So you can't ignore it because it's such a thing now. Although, how much is this working? You're just pointing to, oh, you say no to racism badge. Guys have been put up racism banners. John Serie was on a say no to racism video. So what the hell is that supposed to mean? And also the Max Alonso. So all because you're now playing well and you're not in the starting lineup, you're now feeling yourself. You're like, wow. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm like, Marcus Alonso, you're not supposed to be making that decision. So the whole thing, I mean, it's complex. Is it performative and an excuse for the FA to do nothing? Or is it still symbolic? And because it pisses people off, it's still effective? Like the video, subscribe to me what you guys think. Stay black.